Okay, now we'll begin. Red River flows, a cycle every month. Pain and discomfort, a natural bodily hunt. Fertility and life, a power to create. Menstruation, a taboo. Let's normalize, educate. On this note, a very warm morning to one and all present in today's August gathering. आप सबका आज के ओपन माइक इवेंट में स्वागत है। आज के इवेंट को स्टार्ट करने के लिए I would like to call upon Yashasvi to deliver the welcome address.
A healthy good morning to all the guest speakers and our beloved viewers. I'm so delighted to welcome you all to this August gathering. Today is the enchanting morning where we all are gathered to ponder upon our thoughts on no hesitation around menstruation. Let's take prestige to speak, draw posters, weave upon our own stories and experiences in this open mic event organized by Project Vedana under Sarkari School and WeCitizens Foundation. The theme of our event is to unshackle the chains of embarrassment and open the wings of embracement. Today, we are honored to gather with the guest speakers from all across the country and all walks of life who are here to share their profound knowledge, to share their deepest thought, and to share their vast experience. The main focus of our event is to map the road towards the hesitation free menstrual environment. The theme of our event sheds light upon breaking the taboos and preconceived myths regarding menstruation. Before moving forward, I would like to throw light upon our organization and Project Vedna. Over to Kanchan.
Education is the most powerful weapon you can use to change the world. These are the words of Nelson Mandela. So providing quality educations to every child in our country will give us power to change the world. But India is still far for this all reason. To fill this gap, there is a education system which is a Sarkari school.in. Such school serves a platform where the untold story of teachers, students, and other well-wishers of government schools are celebrated. The heroic effort of these peoples can influence many more, gathering them in a single platform to catalyst for others. Sarkari school aims to find teachers and other peoples who take effort to provide education for every child in their area. There are many kind hearts who work day and night to make a school and run teachers, students to fly high. Especially in the backward region in India, schooling is still a rare gem for the children. There is a no lack of people who are ready to make schooling possible for such areas. But no one outside ever get to know it. Apart from this, Sarkari school also take up the missions to educate children outside school education. Children need to acquire many more skills to face the competitive world they soon will face. The 21st century's skills such as communication, leadership, problem solving, etc. will be differentiating factors behind the future for them. Sarkari school organize many events and workshops for it. For these organizations, recruit young people who are willing to be a part of this initiative. With this, I would like to invite Nitya.
Project Vedna and Initiative. Project Vedna aims towards creating awareness campaigns to reduce school absenteeism, dropouts in girls during their menstrual cycle in rural areas through active involvement of youth and creating conversation around normalizing the taboos and stereotypes around periods. Project Vedna has prioritized restoring the dignity of these girls, children, through campaigns like Gift a Smile and Gift a Pad, in which Vedna fellows have visited low income, rural, and slum areas to provide menstrual products and other gifts and have held impactful conversation with young girls and their parents. Vartalab is a weekly live chat session wherein we talk to people about different professional fields about menstrual health and hygiene. This initiative has inspired us to do more for the cause, connect with the masses, and help in engage with inspiring people about Talk Without Constraint. We conduct this session of Talk Without Constraint to provide people a platform where they can share their story or a memorable experience. Maybe it's memorable experience of schools, workplace, or maybe when they help someone in public or they educated someone about menstruation. We urge people not to hesitate and come up and share nothing to be ashamed or hide. Here we accept active involvement of people to normalize periods and take a small step to spread awareness regarding taboos and myths related to menstruation. By taking part in an event, people of varied ages and backgrounds are welcomed. Now I would like request to take over Avni. Thank you.
थैंक यू। तो अब इसी बात पर बिना किसी देरी के शुरू करते हैं आज का ओपन माइक इवेंट। Menstruation is not just about bleeding. It is about women's power and their connection to the moon and the earth. इसी कोच से हम आज के इवेंट की शुरुआत करने के लिए आमंत्रित करते हैं भूमिका उप्पल जी को, जो अपनी कविता के जरिए अपनी बात रखेंगी। Bhumika Uppal is a graduate in sociology from Janki Devi Memorial College, University of Delhi, who is passionate about working in the domain of human and gender rights. She is pursuing LLB from Amity Law School, Noida, Uttar Pradesh, and aims to become a social impact lawyer. I would request Bhumika ma'am to share her poem with us.
Thank you so much, Avni, for such a lovely introduction. I hope I am audible and visible as well. Thank you. So, the title of my poem is Yes, I Bleed. And now I'll start. Oh, yes, you heard it right. I bleed. No, no, I am not here to plead. I have the power to procreate, nourish, and flourish a new life. Sometimes I am a daughter, a sister, a lover, and also a wife. I embrace my pains with grace. Yes, I am a mother and I always work without praise. You can call me filthy and dirty when I bleed. Little did you realize inside me grows a tiny seed. The seed grows and become a part of this world, but still you think I am naive and weak. No, you can't enter a temple. No, you can't touch a pickle. Don't go near the sacred plant as it will die. Now I know all this is a big lie. Don't say the word periods out loud. The men will listen and shame you out. Don't shout when you need a pad. The word will label you as stupid or mad. Cover your tampons when you buy them. Otherwise, they will think you are a shameless femme. Don't exercise, sleep on floor. You are cursed and you will have to bear it all. Don't cry, everything will be fine. But just do household chores from 7 to 9. In Solace, the inner me cries. The blood gushes out of me like a silent tide. When I lay down, I get carried away in a dreamland ride, a world where there is no bondage and I am free to fly. I travel to a space where bleeding is not shamed. I roam around in freedom without being tamed. Oh yes, you heard it right. I bleed. But I am but I am always there for the ones in need. Oh yes, you might think she is incapable and meek. Wait, look into my eyes and recognize the power I seek. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bhumika ji, for your impactful words. Next up, we have Ria Sharma. She is currently pursuing Pol Science Honours from Gargi College, Delhi University. She's very enthusiastic and wants to do different things at different points of time. She's the one who works for gender equality and wants to break all stereotypes surrounding a woman. I would request Ria ji to come up and speak.
Am I clearly audible to everyone?
Yes.
So I would like to start my words with some few poetic lines. एक तो मैं शैतान थी, फिर वो उम्र नादान थी, और ऊपर से वो शुरुआत जिसके बारे में मैं अनजान थी। जून का महीना था, सुबह का वक्त था। आज पूड़ियों से थाल मम्मी ने भर दिया था। बिना नहाए पूड़ियाँ चने किसको नहीं मिलेंगे, ऐसा मम्मी ने कहा था। बस इतनी बात पर रूम से निकलकर वॉशरूम का दरवाज़ा मैंने खोला था। पर फिर भूख मेरी मिट गई। जैसे-जैसे मैं सब भूल गई। कोई चोट लगी है क्या? कोई बीमारी तो नहीं हो गई? लगता है अब नहीं बचूँगी। 1-2 दिन में ही चल बसूँगी। 1-2 दिन में ही चल बसूँगी। क्योंकि उम्र नादान थी और मैं चीज़ों से अनजान थी। मैंने मम्मी को बताया, समझाने के लिए मम्मी ने दादी को बुलाया। देख बेटा, तू अब बहुत बड़ी हो गई है। खेल-कूद सब छोड़ दे और अब बड़ी हो जा। पहले हर दिन पवित्र थी, अब महीने में कुछ दिन अपवित्र हो गई। पापा, भाई, चाचा, दादू, कोई पूछे तो कहना पेट में दर्द है। बुआ की बातें और दादी की बातें समझ रही थी, पीरियड्स के रिचुअल्स को सीख रही थी। मैं सब मान रही थी, पर मैं अब शैतान नहीं रही, क्योंकि अब मैं बड़ी हो गई। A very warm greetings to one and all present and listening over here. As she introduces, periods are something which we all, whenever we spoke out this word, it's something a shame and stigma, and we can't talk about it openly. Whenever I go to shops, so shopkeeper, like without asking anything, he or she would be wrapping it into a black polythene because it's something not to be shown. But when I have to go to buy a secret packet, so that on that packet it's openly written the cautions, the warning that it can be bad for your health and you should not go for that. But we definitely go for that, and it's been openly selling in the market. But why can't a pad or a sanitary napkin? क्यों डरते हैं हम इस बायोलॉजिकल फंक्शन के बारे में बात करने से? क्यों आज भी एड्स में लाल खून की जगह नीली शाई डाल दी जाती है? क्यों पैड के पैकेट को आज भी खुले पॉलिथीन में ब्लैक पॉलिथीन में रैप करके दिया जाता है? क्यों आपने अपने पीरियड्स को सबसे छुपा के रखा है आज तक? My periods are as normal as my inhalation and exhalation. It's just a periods is just a period. It's just a period. अब हर एक लड़की खेलेगी, कूदेगी ताकि हम पीछे नहीं, हम और आगे बढ़ें। पता है पता है ना हमारे पैड्स भी में भी पंख लगे रहते हैं, विंग्स. So it's something which we should openly talk about. And I don't think so. Being a woman is something to be hide yourself and don't open. I want to say at the end, it's your life, not of your parents, relative, your neighborhood. It's you who have to change this. It's you who have to make uh, your own rules of your own life. And I think don't run for perfection, a good girl material, a good tag of a girl. Don't go for that, because a woman always makes a history if she never goes according to the rules of society. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much, Riyaji. Your words have truly inspired us. Now I request Anuj to please turn on his camera. I think there is some technical difficulties. लोग कहते हैं औरत कमजोर होती है, लेकिन जो पीरियड्स पेन और डिलीवरी के दौरान 20 हड्डियों के एक साथ टूटने जितना दर्द सहन कर सकती है, वह औरत कमजोर कैसे हो सकती है? And on this note, I invite Swati Singh to share her writings on today's topic. She is presently living in Lucknow and pursuing electronic engineering from Lucknow Polytech. She loves modeling. She is also a dog lover. We are delighted to have you, Swati.
Hello, everyone. Today, I would like to talk about a very important topic that affects women around the world. The menstrual cycle is a natural process, occurs in the female reproductive system which prepare the body for its pregnancy. It is a monthly cycle. It is a monthly cycle. The last an average of 28 days, but the range is 31 to 45 days. बट द यूट्रस पुल्ड अप अ लाइनिंग अकॉर्डिंग टू मैं मतलब आपको एक चीज बताना चाहती हूँ कि ये जो मेंस्ट्रुएशन होता है ये कोई जैसे लोगों ने समझ के रखा हुआ है इसे कि ये कोई बहुत बड़ी चीज है लाइक हम लोगों ने गांव में भी देखा होता है कि जो गांव में लेडीज होती हैं वो लोग सोचती हैं कि देखो इसके मतलब पीरियड्स हैं लाइक शी इज लाइक अ बैड मतलब वो लोग बहुत ओवर थिंकिंग करती है इस बारे में जैसे कि किचन में ना जाना, पूजा घर में ना जाना, जैसे कि अचार मत छुओ बट उन लोगों को हम लोग ये समझाना चाहते हैं कि इट इज़ अ साइंस इसके पीछे कोई भी माइथ नहीं है, ये सिर्फ़ एक साइंस है। जैसे हम लोग समझे कि हमारी बॉडी में क्या-क्या होता है, हमारी बॉडी में क्या-क्या प्रोसेस होती हैं, तो ये नेचुरल प्रोसेस है, इसमें कोई भी किसी का कुछ नहीं होता है। लेकिन धीरे-धीरे जैसे हम लोग इस प्लेटफ़ॉर्म पे आए हैं, ऐसे ही धीरे-धीरे करके हम लोग लोगों को इस चीज़ के बारे में जागरूक करना चाहते हैं। कि कैसे हम लोग आगे बढ़ सकते हैं और अकॉर्डिंग टू अ वुमन जैसे करके हम लोग एक लेडीज़ है, वैसे ही हम लोग धीरे-धीरे आगे मतलब देश को जैसे रानी लक्ष्मीबाई थी, अगर वो ये चीज़ सोचती तो वो कभी आगे नहीं बढ़ पाती। ऐसे ही करके हम लोग को आगे बढ़ना है और इन सब चीज़ों के बारे में नहीं सोचना है। तो मेरी तो राय ये है कि हम लोगों को आगे चल के बहुत अच्छी परफ़ॉर्मेंस करनी है। थैंक यू।
Thank you so much, Swati. Now, men talking about menstruation is a taboo. पर हमारे साथ आज है अनुज राठौर जो कि मेंस्ट्रुएशन पर आज अपने विचार शेयर करेंगे. Anuj is a young business entrepreneur, a BTech dropout in 2019. He's the founder and CEO of Healthy Nari. Healthy Nari is a women's health and wellness company as well as a women's community. Caring for women's health is their motto. Healthy Nari is a perfect women's problem solving company and a revolutionary health tech based startup. I welcome you, Anuj, to share your thoughts.
हेलो। वॉइस आ रही है क्या सबको?
जी, आपकी आवाज़ आ रही है.
ओके। सो मैं स्टार्ट करता हूँ। पीरियड्स, ब्लड, मेंस्ट्रुएशन, सीक्रेट, हिडन्स, टैबू। व्हाई? एक नेचुरल बायोलॉजिकल प्रोसेस है जो कि हर महीने लड़कियों और वुमेन्स के साथ, महिलाओं के साथ होती है। एंड ये हर महीने उनके साथ होती है। एंड पूरा वो अपनी लाइफ का हाफ पार्ट तक उनका वो फेस करते हैं या चलता है, मैं बोल सकता हूँ। एंड फिर भी ये एक टैबू है। एंड लोग इस पर भी ना बात करना चाहते, ना ध्यान देना चाहते। एंड फनी पार्ट ये है कि स्कूल्स में या कॉलेजेस में जो बायोलॉजी का सब्जेक्ट होता है, तो जितने भी ये टीचर्स होते हैं वो स्किप कर देते हैं वो वाला जो सब्जेक्ट होता है या वो चैप्टर को। तो कहीं ना कहीं वो खुद लोगों को अवेयर करना नहीं चाहते हैं, अगर देखा जाए तो ये काफी सेमफुल है। एंड कहीं न कहीं अगर आज जो प्रॉब्लम्स हो रही हैं एक फीमेल के साथ, तो वो कहीं न कहीं ये पूरा एक जो ह्यूमन है या इनके ही वजह से ये प्रॉब्लम हो रही है। तो कुछ डाटा भी मैं आपको बताऊँगा कि 10 में से 3 लड़कियाँ लगभग आज अनअवेयर हैं, ठीक है? एंड उनको पता ही नहीं है पीरियड्स के बारे में। एंड अगर देखा जाए इंडिया में सबसे ज़्यादा राजस्थान में से ये नंबर्स हैं। एंड कहीं न कहीं इन्हीं चीज़ों की वजह से आज इन्फेक्शन और कैंसर जैसी भी चीज़ें हो रही हैं। एंड कुछ और डाटा मैं आपको बताता हूँ, जैसे कि एक सेकंड मैंने लिख के भी रखा था। हाँ, 12% से ज़्यादा लड़कियों को आज पता ही नहीं है कि कैसे हाइजीन वो अपने पीरियड्स को रख सकते हैं। एंड 12% उनको पता है एंड 88% वुमेन्स को पता ही नहीं है कि कैसे वो चीज़ें रखी जा सकती हैं। मैं अनुज राठौर, फाउंडर एंड सीईओ ऑफ हेल्दी नारी। एंड मैं बिलोंग करता हूँ वडोदरा से एंड हमारा एक स्टार्टअप है जिसका नाम है हेल्दी नारी। एंड हेल्दी नारी जैसे कि अभी मैम ने भी बताया, हम लोगों को इधर काम कर रहे हैं, हम लोगों को अवेयर करते हैं उनकी हेल्थ को लेकर के। एंड मेरा मानना क्या है ना, आज जितनी भी प्रॉब्लम्स हो रही है, तो वो प्रॉब्लम्स उन्हीं चीजों से हो रही है जो चीज वो यूज करते हैं। ठीक है, कोई भी प्रोडक्ट हो सकता है या कोई भी चीज हो सकती है। तो प्रॉब्लम आज उसी की वजह से हो रही है एंड उसी को खत्म करने के लिए हम लोगों ने हेल्दी नारी को स्टार्ट किया है। तो हेल्दी नारी प्रॉपर लोगों को अवेयर करता है एंड हेल्दी रखा जा सकता है पूरा उस पर। तो ठीक है मैम।
Thank you so much, Anuj. I'm sure your words had a profound impact on all of us. Now I invite Muskan to take over.
Thank you, Avni. I like to share a statistic that is extremely shocking. There are 23 million girls in country who annually drop out of school because of lack of infrastructure pertaining to menstrual hygiene, or just not having access to sanitary pads or the basic taboos associated with it. This is a topic we all need to get more aware of it and we need to speak more about. So, for that, we have our next speaker, Preeti Shukla. Preeti is a student from Lucknow pursuing her BSc in agriculture and is an avid reader. I welcome you, Preeti, to share your thoughts. Preeti, you are not audible. No, we can't hear you, Preeti. Okay, so due to some technical issues, Preeti was not audible. So next move to our next speaker. Her blood is not refuse or excrement. Her blood is lava flowing. Her blood is holy water. Let's substitute the words like unclean and impure with words like pride and privilege. And talking is all it takes to begin a transformation. And for that, we have our next speaker, Archana Yadav. Archana is from Alwar and is currently pursuing Masters in Political Science from Hindu College. Not an avid reader, but she likes to read self help books. So the stage is all yours, Archana. Please go ahead.
Thank you so much, Muskan, for my introduction, and thank you so much, Team Vedna, for this opportunity. And good morning to you all. So, I would like to start with an instance which I think that we often think that just as society grows and people get educated, they get like more open-minded in the sense that they come to accept things that yes, we can share that, we can't share that. But so there is this instance. So uh, I have joined the library, so it comes under the premises of Delhi Police. So one day, like any unusual day, the staff was just cleaning everything and checking each and every corner now and then and making sure that there was no dust. And for the first time, we were asked, the students were asked, do you need something? Do you think that you have some complaints, or do you need some more books? Do you need Wi-Fi connection? And that was just because the DCP was coming for the inspection. So I saw that yes, some authority is coming, and like on that point they are asking us. But the next thing, I didn't. I when I was asked so by the staff members, I didn't recall of anything of complaining because it was all fine for me till then. But just as he stepped in and he said, and he used the word hygiene, just all I remembered was menstruation actually. Because so when I told him that, sir, this is the problem that we do not have proper cleaning of washrooms and we don't even have a sanitary pad vending machine. So he said, okay, fine, we'll look into that. After it's been an year now, and the library has been like totally changed. It has a totally different picture, but we still do not have that vending machine. But I don't know whether we'll get it or not. It's not about getting it, but the next day I was called by the staff member, the lady staff member who is a sub inspector in Delhi police, and then she ended up saying that why didn't you tell me this, and what was the need of telling this thing to that person, like to the male part. And that time I felt a bit awestruck that it's not the thing that whether at what position the person is from what background. And I don't have any shame in saying that she is from a very good college from Delhi University itself. And still she ended up questioning me this thing. All I said to her was that, ma'am, the earlier day a girl was like wandering from one girl to another just to ask for a sanitary pad. And it was just as simple as any other thing that other people mention. So I feel that there is hesitation around it, but uh, if you're not even speaking loud on it, we should not stop others to speak. That's all I have to say, because we know the problem better, I guess. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Archana. So next up we have Ritika Sharma. Ritika is pursuing economic honors from Fairfield Institute of Management and Technology. She's a passionate speaker and she hopes to become a teacher. We are glad to have you, Ritika. Please go ahead.
नमस्कार, मेरा नाम ऋतिका है। मैं FIMT की छात्रा हूँ। तो आज हम एकत्र हुए हैं ये सब जानने के लिए कि अगर लड़कियां जो है अगर वो पीरियड्स से होती तो उनको कभी हेजिटेशन नहीं फील होना चाहिए। जैसे कि हम बचपन से ग्रो होते हैं तो हमारी सोसाइटी जो है हमें ये बता देते हैं कि तुम गर्ल हो तो तुम्हें गर्ल के तरीके से रहना है, बॉयज हो तो तुम्हें बॉयज के तरीके से रहना है। बट अगर मैंने कई जगहों पे जाके देखा है, रिसर्च करी है, सर्वे लिया है, तो काफी जैसे गांव वगैरह के एरिया में मैं गई हूँ तो मैंने वहां पे ये चीज नोटिस करी थी कि बहुत सारी लड़कियां जो है वो हेजिटेशन फील करती है इफ दे आर ऑन पीरियड्स। ऐसा क्यों है? क्योंकि हमारी सोसाइटी ने एक तरीके से मेंटालिटी को सेट कर दिया है कि हाँ अगर तुम लड़कियां पीरियड से हो तो तुम्हें मंदिर वगैरह नहीं जाना अलाउड है, ठीक है, और तुम्हें वो सब चीजें नहीं करनी जो पीरियड्स के टाइम पे अलाउंस नहीं देते। तो ये सब चीजें जो है ये सब चीजें जो है वो चेंज होनी चाहिए। आजकल के यूथ जनरेशन को जैसे कि 28 मई को मेंस्ट्रुअल हाइजीन डे वगैरह सेलिब्रेट करना चाहिए, एनजीओज में जाकर एक डोनेशन फंड्स वगैरह इकट्ठा करना चाहिए ताकि ये हेजिटेशन रिमूव हो। और इवन बॉयज भी जो है हम उनके आगे बोलने से वो घबराती भी हैं कि हाँ पीरियड्स है तो हमें नहीं बोलना चाहिए, धीरे से बोलना चाहिए। तो ये चीजें मेंटालिटी जो है वो बहुत ज्यादा ही हो गई है। तो हम इस तरीके से चेंज कर सकते हैं, लाइक हम कैंपेन्स वगैरह बना सकते हैं जहाँ पर लड़कियों को सैनिटरी नैपकिन वगैरह डिस्ट्रीब्यूट कर सकते हैं, लड़कियों को स्पेशली, ठीक है। एंड इन फैक्ट हम बॉयज का एक कॉम्बो ग्रुप बनाकर हम उन्हें स्पीच डिबेट इस तरीके से करवा सकते हैं कि जिससे उनकी मेंटालिटी को चेंज हो। और इवन अगर हम गुरुद्वारे वगैरह में जाए तो वहां पे ऐसा कुछ नहीं है। तो ये हमारा सोसाइटी का जो एक कल्चर है वो चेंज होना चाहिए। इस तरीके से हम जो है वो बोल सकते हैं ताकि लड़कियां जो है वो आजकल घबराएं, क्योंकि ये हमारे बॉडी पार्ट का ही एक हिस्सा है और हमें पता होना चाहिए। आजकल मैंने देखा है कि कुछ लड़कियों को नॉलेज तक नहीं है कि पीरियड्स होते क्या। जैसे कि पहली स्टेज जो होती है जिसे कहते हैं मेनार्क, ये 12 to 13 ईयर्स की स्टेज में स्टार्ट हो जाती है और कुछ लड़कियों को पता ही नहीं होता कि ये पीरियड्स क्यों आ गए, डर जाती है लड़कियां। एंड इनफैक्ट गवर्नमेंट ने चैप्टर्स वगैरह भी इंट्रोड्यूस करवाए हैं, गवर्नमेंट ने चैप्टर्स वगैरह भी इंट्रोड्यूस करवाए ताकि हम अपने बारे में, अपनी बॉडी के बारे में हम जानें। तो ये बॉयज की मेंटालिटी को चेंज करना बहुत ही ज्यादा जरूरी है ताकि इन फ्रंट ऑफ ग्रुप जो है हम अपने लिए लड़ सकें और हमें हर तरीके के राइट्स मिलने चाहिए। ऐसा नहीं है कि अगर हम पीरियड्स में हैं तो हमारे लिए ये काम सही है, ये काम हमारा गलत है। सो मैं यही कहना चाहूंगी कि हमें अपने लिए लड़ना चाहिए। सो थैंक
Thank you, Ritika. So start educating boys as well as the girls. This is a very important message, and this is a very important take home message for all of us. Thank you for that. So, next up, we have Preeti Shukla. Preeti is a student from Lucknow pursuing her BSc in agriculture and is an avid reader. I welcome you, Preeti, to share your thoughts. Preeti, you are not audible. I think due to some technical issues, you are not audible. So now further, I would invite my friend Nitya to take over.
भी ठीक हो उसे कहना पड़ता है, चाह कर भी बता नहीं पाती दर्द पीरियड्स का, कोई कितनी भी ठोकरें मारे उसे रहना सहना पड़ता है. नेक्स्ट मूव अहेड. सो I would like to invite Miss Rupal Chaube, who is from Jabalpur. So let me introduce herself. Rupal Chaube is from Jabalpur. She is pursuing BTech in Electronics and Communication, and she is an avid reader and hopes to engage menstrual health and hygiene. So I would like to listen to your speech. So can you start, Rupam?
Hello, am I audible?
Yes.
Good morning to everyone in Hare Krishna. Um, Hiding behind the euphemisms such as aunt on the floor, the time that time of the month, monthlies, on the rank, charms, and according to an international survey, in the middle of around 5,000 different names that has been given to the red badge of courage that we all menstruators wear. And while living in 21st century, it's quite startling to know that India still battles to hide the shame of a period stain. According to 2011 population data, around 336 million girls and women in India of reproductive age menstruate around 2 to 7 days. And after looking to this fact, it is quite startling to know that only 36% of women have access to sanitary napkins. Where, on the one hand, in our culture, Kamakhya Devi Mandir is worshipped as an epitome of this beautiful process. In rural India, it's something जिसको हम जोर से बोल भी नहीं सकते, जबकि ये उतना ही नॉर्मल है जितना सांस लेना, because it's a biological process. In fact, a girl faces challenging challenges in managing her period in a healthy manner. In schools also, जहाँ पे थोड़ा बहुत menstrual hygiene के बारे में awareness फैलाई जाती है, all they do is to take girls to a separate room, show a movie to them, and there is no verbal explanation about it. And boys are excluded of this process. I think that all the genders must know about it. There is no shame in hiding it. In rural India, there are many places where women are slept outside of the houses. They are not allowed to touch the utensils in the kitchen. They are not allowed to go out of the houses. They are not allowed to go inside the kitchen to touch even the water, to touch even the food that is made by their own hands, which is, I think, very, very embarrassing living in 21st century and understanding the fact that it's such a normal biological process. And I think कि चेंज लाने के लिए सबसे पहले ये जरूरी है कि हम लोगों में अवेयरनेस फैलाएं इस चीज के बारे में कि ये कितना नॉर्मल है, क्योंकि आज भी गांव में लोग अपनी बच्चियों को स्कूल नहीं भेजते जब वो इस प्रोसेस को एक्सपीरियंस करती हैं. इनफैक्ट जो ड्रॉप आउट रेट है विमेंस का, कई जगह ऐसा भी देखने को मिला है कि जो लड़कियां हैं उन्हें जब as soon as this hit their first period, the parents stop sending their girls to school, like completely altogether their education is stopped, which is, you are actually harming someone's rights. The right to education is a fundamental right. You are snatching away that right from them. And despite the fact that May 28 is a menstrual hygiene day, most of the people don't even know about it. You can experience this when you watch the movie Padman. वो मूवी इतनी बढ़िया मूवी है, बट आई हैव हर्ड पीपल सेइंग कि अरे ये क्या बना रहे हैं, ये क्यों बना रहे हैं, इट्स सच अ शेमफुल थिंग, व्हाई इट इज शोन ऑन टीवी। आई डोंट अंडरस्टैंड, लाइक एक टोबैको का पैकेट जिसपे ये वार्निंग लिखी होती है कि आप अगर इसे कंज्यूम करेंगे तो ये कितना हानिकारक है, आपको मरने का खतरा है इससे, एंड वो इतना ओपनली बिकता है और लोग बिना किसी शेम के उसको खरीदते हैं, खाते हैं और उसे प्राइड महसूस करते हैं। बट एक ऐसी चीज जो कि बेसिक नेसेसिटी है हमारी लाइफ की, एक विमेन की, एक मेंस्ट्रुएटर की, वो उससे एक शॉप पर लेने जाने में इतना ज्यादा हेजिटेशन महसूस करती है जिसका कोई सेंस नहीं। क्योंकि if I share you my story, when the first time I started to menstruate, I was told that you should not discuss it with your family members, like the male family members, which is, I felt a little weird. Like, I shared everything with my parents, I share everything with my father, but why I can't share something which is so natural? इनफैक्ट जब पहली बार I got to know about it, the only thing my mom told is that it's a process and you are going to experience it. I didn't even know कि why it happened, क्यों, इसके पीछे का रीजन क्या है, ये होता किस वजह से है। इवन इन द स्कूल्स आप बुक्स रीड करके आप खुद नॉलेज गेन कर लो, बिकॉज इतने अच्छे से एक्सप्लेनेशन नहीं दिया जाता है वर्बल दैट व्हाई इट हैपेंस। women are actually unaware कि ये हो क्यों रहा है। up to a certain age उनको ये भी नहीं पता कि what is the reason, which is, I think it should be changed. The society needs to accept it कि ये कितना ज्यादा important है। एक सैनिटरी नैपकिन का यूज करना एक विमेन की लाइफ में कितना ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है, क्योंकि अगर वो एक अनहाइजीनिक क्लॉथ यूज करती है, देर आर सो मेनी रिस्क ऑफ गेटिंग एन इन्फेक्शन। आप इन्फेक्ट हो जाते हो, रेट्स इतने ज्यादा हैं रूरल इंडिया में जहां विमेन इन्फेक्शन की वजह से दे डाई समटाइम्स, some of them become infertile at a very young age, and people just, they just like, बात मत करो, बोलो मत, इसके बारे में किसी से डिस्कस मत करो। I just don't know what's the point of hiding. इनफैक्ट रूरल एरियाज में भी अवेयरनेस कैंपेन्स चलाए जाने चाहिए, अवेयरनेस शिविर लगाने चाहिए जहाँ पे आप लोगों को जाकर ये समझाएं कि ये कितना ज्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट है यूज करना। इसके अलावा सबसे बड़ी दिक्कत ये भी है कि सैनिटरी नैपकिन्स जो है वो इजीली एक्सेसिबल नहीं है रूरल रीजन्स में, और वो एक्सपेंसिव भी है। सो आई थिंक दैट गवर्नमेंट शुड वर्क टू एन एक्सटेंट कि वो लोगों को इजीली एक्सेसिबल हो एक फार्मेसी पे या एक मेडिसिन शॉप पे, एंड वो एक रीजनेबल रेट पर अवेलेबल हो ताकि लोग उसे यूज कर सके, उसके बारे में अवेयर हो सके, उसे एक्सपीरियंस करने में कोई शेम महसूस ना करे। And I think that this society needs to accept it as soon as possible to make women comfortable and confident about themselves. Thank you very much.
थैंक यू रूपल। जब महावारी संसार की उत्पत्ति का माध्यम है तो फिर इसमें शर्मिंदगी किस बात की? When menstruation triggers the genesis of life on earth, then why is stigma attached to it? On that note, we have our next speaker, Chavi, who is going to present a poetry. Chavi is from Rohtak, Haryana. She is pursuing BSc B.Ed from Banasthali University. She is an avid reader who loves singing and is passionate about writing. I welcome you, Chavi. Please go ahead.
Thank you, ma'am, for introducing me. Please clear me that am I audible?
Yes, you are absolutely audible.
Thank you. Okay, so since I am pursuing BSc B.Ed, तो टीचिंग इज काइंड ऑफ फिनोमिना जो मैं मतलब रोज फेस करती हूँ, क्योंकि मुझे क्लास 6 टू लेके क्लास 10 तक के सभी बच्चों को टीच करना होता है, एंड आई थिंक क्लास 8 एंड क्लास 10 दोनों के अंदर रिप्रोडक्शन चैप्टर बहुत डिटेल्ड मैनर में नहीं, बट हाँ एक ब्रीफ इंट्रोडक्शन है जिसके अंदर मेंस्ट्रुएशन प्रोसेस इज ऑल्सो देयर। तो जब मैंने स्कूल ज्वाइन किया एंड मैं वहाँ पर एज अ टीचर जब मैंने उनको अप्रोच किया स्टूडेंट्स को कि हैव यू रेड दिस चैप्टर और इट इज येट टू बी डन, तो इट इज completely strange कि हाँ that chapter is completed but still that part, that portion is not completed, even not touched by the teacher. क्लास 10th को ये बोल दिया गया दैट यू विल रीड दिस चैप्टर इन हायर क्लासेस, एंड क्लास 8th को बोल दिया गया दैट जस्ट रीड बाय योर ओन। सो मतलब ये चीज़ तो वो है जो मैंने खुद ने फेस किया है, मैंने खुद ने देखा है, एंड हमारे स्कूल में आई वाज अ बिट लकी इन दैट थिंग दैट yes our teacher explained every single fact with every single detail, बट क्योंकि जब मैंने ये स्कूल में देखा है तो जाहिर सी बात है ये सभी स्कूल में या मैक्सिमम स्कूल में ये देखने को मिलता भी होगा। तो उसी के ऊपर लाइक ये सब चीज़ें देखने के बाद ही आई जस्ट रॉट समथिंग एंड दैट इज़ कि अलग थाली, अलग बिस्तर, अलग सबसे बिठाया है। अलग थाली, अलग बिस्तर, अलग सबसे बिठाया है। माँ ने आज उसे सबको बीमार बताया है। पूरा दिन उसने एक बंद कमरे में बिताया है। मंदिर में भी जाना उसका कुछ दिन निषेध करवाया है। सुनो सुनो सुनो, सुनो सुनो सुनो, आज फिर महीना आया है। बिलखते देखा बेटी को तो बाबा ने सवाल उठाया है। माँ ने नजरें झुकाकर पेट में दर्द बताया है। भाई भी आ गया, बोला दवाई लाया है। माँ ने गुस्से में कहा, हमने भी तो सहा है, आखिर तुमने क्यों तमाशा बनाया है। शांत रहो, अच्छा नहीं लगता। शांत रहो, अच्छा नहीं लगता, और दवाई मत खाना, ढोंग कर लेना। आज फिर एक माँ ने अपनी बेटी को दर्द सहना सिखाया है। सुनो सुनो सुनो, आज फिर महीना आया है। पूजा क्यों नहीं की तुमने? आज इस कमरे में क्यों हो? पढ़ने क्यों नहीं गई? ना जाने ऐसे कितने सवालों का बोझ मैंने और माँ ने मिलकर उठाया है। मेरी चुप्पी पर माँ के बहाने बनाना, मेरी चुप्पी पर माँ के बहाने बनाना, और मेरा यूं शर्म से सर झुक जाना। ऐसी न जाने कितनी जिल्लतों ने मुझसे यह लेख लिखवाया है। सुनो सुनो सुनो, आज फिर महीना आया है। थैंक यू।
Thank you, Chavi. It was a very beautiful poem, I must say. Next up, I'll invite Preeti Shukla. No, Preeti, you are not audible. Okay, so since technical issues are there, Preeti is not audible. So next up, I'll invite Varna. Varna is from Tamil Nadu. She is a BSc Psychology student in Kumar Guru College of Liberal Arts, Coimbatore. I welcome Varna to share her thoughts.
Can you hear me?
Yes, you're audible.
Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. I have always been wanted to talk about menstruation, which is considered as a taboo in our society. And my way of portraying things is writing poem. And I just want to volume my thoughts in this beautiful platform by poem. So, period ain't dirty, but thoughts make it tough. Pinning pain and again, repeats of blood and cramps, damaged visit were broken again. Mended thoughts are all in vain, judged by the society, placed under the taboo, ruled us to abide, our voices being denied, disabled us for our boom, banished and top tune, punished and crowned side by side. Does feminism bargain it so wide? Yet you forget where we are, where women still feel gross to whom they are. We prove fertility, bleeding monthly. Men will choose women only who are healthy. Never in no society, discrimination doesn't slide. Born and being women, let's make it right. So I just want to say that In a society, we all women are born with the taboo of becoming mother, but this society discriminates us not only by the other gender but also by own gender. Even our mother discriminates us. Even our mother separate us our family when we go through menstruation. I feel that in India there are three main things the girl is undergoing. First, entrepreneurs. A female when she is growing up, a girl is not allowed to talk about period. Girl is not learning about period. This entrepreneur makes her to feel distress when she is going through her period. And the second thing is unsanitation. In India, only 35% of women is undergoing a proper is getting proper sanitation, either using pads or using clean toilets. Yes. Other than that, other women who are in rural areas and also some women in urban areas are not even receiving proper sanitation. And the last is discrimination. As I said, discrimination is not only by our other gender but also by our gender. I just want to say that let's make it pride of being a woman. Thank you.
Thank you, Vanna. It was great to hear from you. Next, I would hand over further to my friend Nitya Dwivedi, who will take over. Nitya, please unmute yourself.
Each phase of menstrual cycle some unique power to your brain. When your menstrual cycle is synchronized with your professional life, it always you to be more productive and gives ahead start to your creative flow. Moving forward, so now I would like to call Miss Kanishka Singh. Let me introduce herself. So Kanishka is currently living in Madhya Pradesh, Jabalpur. She is currently pursuing law from UP Jindal Global University. She has very keen interest in poetry, graphic designing, and conducting the fest. So I would like to call Miss Kanishka to share her piece of performance poetry. Please, Kanishka, continue.
Yeah, thank you for the lovely introduction. Hi guys, I'm Kanishka and I'll recite a poem on menstruation. Blood flows from within, a cycle of life, a natural spin, a sign of womanhood, a thing of pride, a monthly occurrence that cannot hide. From adolescence to adulthood, this journey of womanhood, a time of change, a time of growth, with each passing cycle, a new part to truth. The cramps, the pains, the bloating are just a part of this natural toting. For it is a time of renewal, a time of strength, a time of renewal, a time of great length. Let us not shy away from this fact, for it is a cycle that is well intact. Let us talk and share without hesitation and break the taboo, the social sensation. Let us embrace our femininity and cherish the gift with sincerity, for it is a sign of life of creation and a symbol of our unique formation. So let us celebrate menstruation and all its essence and sensation, for it is a journey of womanhood, a time of growth, a time of livelihood. Thank you.
Wow, what a mesmerizing poetry. I hope all the speakers are very insightful and seeing such a marvelous performance. Thank you so much, Kanishka. So I'm sure that all our speakers are going such a informative and creative things. So without any more time left, listen to our. So I would like to call Miss Urmi Nandi from Delhi. Is Urmi Nandi is here? So without any further delay, now I would like to welcome to our speaker, Ridhima Sen from Kolkata. So she is passionate about writing and composed around 9 books and participate in 11 anthologies. Also, she loves to paint and have attend online art exhibition. Her interests include in singing and composing lyrics and poems. She stay in Kolkata and currently pursuing BA in Comparative Literature at Jabalpur University, Kolkata. So I would very excited to listen your poetry. Now you can start, Pradima.
Yes, sure. Thank you so much for the introduction. Am I audible to everyone?
Yes, yes, you are audible.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So, I would like to start off with my poem now. Uh, the title of the poem is Red Letter. Bloody footprints of puberty left on the spotless sanitary napkins, as white as the pure innocent souls of naive young maidens, standing on the threshold of maturity and immaturity. Still not clear on how to develop into a mature woman, once the caterpillar exposes itself from the pupae, it explores the world around itself, which is enthralling yet abound in dangers. The journey from maidenhood to womanhood is quite tricky, an unpredictable journey, full of breakups, heartaches, harassment, and bullying. An emotionally jarring roller coaster ride, which is a quintessential part of a woman's life, a path worth embarking upon. That's the poem, so I'm done. Uh, so will I leave the meeting now? That was the poem.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you so much.
So I would like to call I would like to call Yogita is currently living in Delhi and pursuing BLEd from Shyama Prasad Mukherjee College from Women University of Delhi. She loves to travel but not yet received much opportunities to do so and hoping for the best in future something. She is really interested in staying with cats. Thank you, Yogita. You, thank you, Yogita, for giving speech.
Thank you so
Now you
much
can
for
start.
giving opportunity. लाइक अगर मैं इस वर्ड से शुरू करूँ menstruation, तो पहले ही ना इस वर्ड में आई फील प्रॉब्लमैटिक. मेरे व्यूज आपके व्यूज से अलग हो सकता है. आई डोंट वांट टू कॉन्ट्रडिक्ट एनीवन्स व्यूज एंड आई डोंट इवन वांट टू हर्ट एनीबॉडी, बट लाइक if I see this word menstruation somewhere or the other in this word, it's men. Mostly, not mostly, the people who are having this uterus, they are facing these periods. But still, we are talking about menstruation. I know word may be coming from a lot of ages. It has been used and it has not been revised. But हम देखें ना, हम आज भी इसी वर्ड को यूज करते जा रहे हैं. क्या हमने कभी सोचा that we could have menstruation? हमारे मन में ना भी ऐसे थोड़ा आएगा, डिफरेंट, मतलब अजीब सा सुनने को लगता है. बट आई फील कि हम ऐसा सोच सकते हैं. I'll start with my experiences. I'll share two experiences. First, like for the first time when I had periods, I was in class 6th. I was just 11 years old and मेरे को मम्मा ने पहले ही बता रखा था. My mother, she already informed me कि you will bleed every month, and I was like, why will I bleed every month? And she said it's normal. I was like, it's normal. Bleeding every month is normal. I was like, okay. So when I had my periods for the first time, I went into the washroom and I saw I was bleeding. And I wasn't scared. I wasn't even panicked. I called my mom. I said, I'm bleeding. She said, I told you about it. तो मैं ऐसे थी कि अब क्या करूँ. अब ठीक है, मुझे पता है ऐसा होना था, बट नाउ व्हाट शुड आई डू, व्हाट्स नेक्स्ट. शी टोल्ड मी कि तुम ऐसे इस तरीके से पैड यूज़ कर सकते हैं. एवरीथिंग वेंट लाइक दैट. मैं थोड़ी थोड़ी ना हैबिचुअल हो गई. आई केम इन टू क्लास 7th एंड आई हैड दिस क्लासमेट. शी गॉट हर पीरियड्स फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम. आई टोल्ड हर यू हैव दिस स्पॉट. मुझे भी नहीं पता था पीरियड्स क्यों होते हैं, क्या होते हैं, बस मुझे पता था होते हैं. सो आई टोल्ड हर कि आपके पे ना एक रेड स्पॉट लगा हुआ है आपकी स्कर्ट पे. शी सेड देयर इज नथिंग लाइक दैट, व्हाई वुड आई ब्लीड. I said, just check your skirt. I told her to go to washroom and she panicked. She was like, she'll faint right now. तो ये होता है जब हम ना किसी से बात नहीं करते, हम किसी को अवेयर ही नहीं करते. हम इवन गर्ल्स, they have these words for periods. That time of the month, I'm down. मेरा favorite word था happy birthday. It's my birthday today when I was on periods. तो हम ना कभी इनसे खुल के बात ही नहीं करना चाहते. हम बॉयज़ के बारे में बात करते हैं कि वी शुड बी टेलिंग बॉयज़, बट इवन गर्ल्स दे वोंट से कि मुझे पीरियड्स हो गए हैं, मुझे पैड चाहिए. They'll have specific terms, and even not even terms. They'll say, तुम्हारे पास है क्या? I'm down. Do you have that? And girl be like, हाँ हाँ मेरे पास है. You can use that. तो हम ना कभी सामने आना ही नहीं चाहते. We are facing cramps बट वी वोंट से, क्योंकि हमने तो कोई क्राइम कर दिया ना, पीरियड्स हमें हो रहे हैं, हमारी गलती है। आई वुड से कि कई बार ना बहुत दिक्कतें हो जाती हैं। यू आर फीलिंग लाइक कि नॉर्मल क्रैम्प्स हो रहे हैं आपको, बट यू डोंट नो कि शायद वो कुछ प्रॉब्लमैटिक हो सकता है, आपको गायनी के पास जाना चाहिए। यू वोंट डू दैट, क्योंकि अगर हमने किसी से बात कर ली तो बहुत बड़ी दिक्कत हो जाएगी। Irony is, we're sitting here, we're talking about no hesitation around menstruation. And some of us might be in the corner कि जहाँ पर हमारी कोई बातें ना सुने। कोई हमें भी जो सुन रहा होगा वो उस कॉर्नर पे बैठा होगा कि कहीं किसी को पता ना चले कि हम किस टॉपिक के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं। हम खुद अभी बात कर रहे हैं कि हमें डरना नहीं है किसी से, हमें खुल के बात करनी चाहिए। बट हमारे ना कई बार ईयरफोन्स होंगे इस वजह से कि वो इस वर्ड को ना सुन ले। तो कई बार ऐसा आयरनी इतनी ज़्यादा हो जाती है ना। और जैसे हम देखें, आई वोंट से कि तुम घर की बालकनी में चढ़ जाओ एंड यू शाउट लाइक आई एम ऑन माय पीरियड्स। नहीं, जो चीज़ तुम्हें चाहिए, तुम्हें क्रैम्प्स हो रहे हैं, तुम्हें हॉट वाटर बॉटल चाहिए, तुम्हें ब्लीडिंग बहुत ज़्यादा हैवी हो रही है, यू नीड पैड, तुम खुल के बात करो, ना कि ऐसे यू शुड नॉट बी शस्ड आउट। लाइक हमारे में क्या होता है कि स्कूल्स में ना, दिस वॉज द फर्स्ट टाइम आई गेस आई वॉज एबल टू टॉक। आई गेस एवरी गर्ल वुड गो थ्रू दिस फेज जहाँ पर वो ना इन सारे टर्म्स को यूज़ करती है। शी वोंट से पीरियड्स, शी वुड यूज़ डिफरेंट टर्म्स। बट हमारे स्कूल में एक वर्कशॉप हुई थी, उसके में उस वर्कशॉप के अंदर ना हमें पूरे प्रॉपर पैड्स दिखाए थे, बॉयज़ भी थे गर्ल्स भी थे, एंड वो शोन दीज पैड्स कि हाउ टू यूज़ इट, वाई आर वी यूजिंग इट, वाई गर्ल्स आर यूजिंग इट। तो उस टाइम ना मुझे लगा कि हाँ, वी कैन टॉक अबाउट इट। एंड लकीली आई हैव दिस मेल in my life with whom I can open up. It's my brother. उससे ना मुझे ये कहने की ज़रूरत नहीं होती कि नहीं भाई मेरी तबीयत ख़राब है। आई कैन से प्लीज़ डोंट डिस्टर्ब मी, आई एम ऑन माई पीरियड्स, एंड ही डू एवरीथिंग ही कैन डू फॉर मी। सो आई फील जब तक आप ना खुल के बात नहीं करना चाहोगे, दूसरा इंसान भी नहीं समझ पाएगा। हम हमेशा बोलते हैं कि लड़के नहीं समझते, क्यों नहीं समझते? क्योंकि हम उन्हें समझाना नहीं चाहते। हम लड़कियों को ही नहीं समझाना चाहते क्योंकि हमें लगता है हमारी दिक्कत है, हमें हो रहा है, उसको भी तो होता ही होगा, पता होगा। बट वी नेवर टॉक अबाउट इट। सो आई जस्ट से कि तुम बातें करो, ये ना करो कि बैनर लेके खड़े हो जाओ, बट स्पीक फॉर योर सेल्फ, कम आउट एंड स्पीक। थैंक यू।
Thank you, Yogita. Your words truly inspired us. So, with this, जब जब बारी आती है, जब जब बारी उसकी आती है, वो तारीख गिनने लग जाती है। मस्तीखोर लड़की भी उन दिनों भूल जाती है। And on this note, I would like to call Preeti Shukla. She is from Lucknow. She is a student of graduation first year and she is pursuing BSc from agriculture at Hiraral Group of College. We welcome you, Preeti.
Can everyone hear my voice?
Can.
Hello?
Yeah, Preeti, you are audible.
Can
Please
everyone hear me?
continue.
Okay, thank you. So, without wasting my time, I want to come on to my topic, that is no hesitation around menstruation. And we all are girls, and even though boys, everyone knows that it's a biological process and it's a natural process which every girl has to face in their lives. So, we all know about that, but now times sometimes we see when small girls, like now times some small girls are getting too earlier. Like from ancient times or from the before times, we see that the girls are not educated this much, like we see to this time. So we need to aware that every girl, every single girl should be aware of this. And even the boys also, like we all know that there are workshops for this, and there are so many things for this. There are so many ads we see, but
the thing is that we are the one who can only aware everyone in our surroundings, so we are capable of doing that. And seeing that, we also come to that like it is very awful actually to state that the woman who is the symbol of life and purity is treated as the most impure person during her hardships, actually when she needs her care the most. And periods are seen as the female taboo in India. I'm honestly speaking that this is actually is done by so many peoples in India, like many places which are restricted for the females during their menstruation, such as religious places, kitchens, and many more. So, and we are also have seen that some things which are not done by females during their periods and menstruation, so we in common we call it periods, but we actually now also don't call it so loudly. We hesitate ourselves and we are in the circles that we are not supposed to say it loudly to the men's and to the other people who are not belong to us. And we are only get into the circles with to our mother, to our sisters, but not with our father or not with our mother brothers. So everyone need to understand that it's a biological and easy process which every girl faces. But like I studied and like 2 3 days before that, not every girl, not only girls, but sometimes we it's a medical era and everything is possible. And now I have read that some other gender also like menstruates, how I don't know, but they I read about that. And we need to initiate a step, like we can do workshops and we can go small towns and we can educate some girls about this to not to panic on their situation. We can also help them how to use and how to get out of this during their periods. We can do anything, like anything. So thank you, and back to host. And I appreciate this. Thank you.
Thank you, Preeti, for your wonderful speech.
So I'm sure that all our speakers are saying informative and creative things. So without wasting any more time, now I would like to call Miss Urmi Nandi from Delhi. She is pursuing a political science honors from Sri Aurobindo College, University of Delhi, and she is a vice president of Salivation, the General Awareness Society of Society of her college, and her aims to create a better environment for everyone to live in and to do improve women. So I would like to listen to Ms. Urmi Nandi for giving her speech. Can you please continue, Urmi?
Thank you so much for the introduction. Well, to carry forward the topic, first I would just like to share an experience of mine about the word mensuration. So we like today, I mean, everyone out here in the screen, we all know what is the meaning of mensuration. But few years back, when I was randomly having a talk with my male friends, so I came across, and I mean, they came across the term mensuration, and the spontaneous reaction that I got from them is that, yeah, वो तो maths का chapter है ना. I mean, like, yeah, we need to be more open about it. It's just not maths chapter, dude. It's a chapter of every woman and every society to carry forward in more general, if I say. And yeah, the very first thing about mensuration, I think the basic education should start from home itself. I believe we all who are there in the screen today, we are lucky enough that our mothers or might be our elder sisters or school have provided us some kind of information about menstruation. But there are women who don't get that facility. Like, we are blessed with that. they hesitate to talk about menstruation. They are like, yaar uska to mahina aa gaya, or she's down. So these are the common words, and that's kind of something which is very ridiculous, I would say. I mean, if someone suffers for cancer, he would say that I'm suffering from cancer, right? If someone is pregnant, she would be happy enough, yaar mere ko bachcha hone wala hai. Then why are we so much hesitant to talk about that I'm on my periods or she's on her periods? Even I see people are very not empathetic towards each other. Like if any woman, she's on her periods, and if she communicates that to some other woman, and she's like, यार ये तो हर महीना आने ही वाला है तुम्हें, and then she would also say, दर्द तो होगा, सहना सीख जाओ, तुम औरत हो. So like, it's like you come on the planet and you need to bear all the pain. It's all the responsibility that has been given to the females, and whether you consider it a blessing or not, you need to bear the pain. So, but I am lucky enough that my mom educated me about periods well advanced, from the date when I got my first period. Even my father is very open about this, and even all the male friends right now in college are very open. I see they, without any hesitation, they talk about periods, they talk about sanitary napkins, they know about tampons, menstrual cup. Like, I think a major contribution in the field has been because of the Bollywood movie Padman. People have come to know about periods. It's not a household, just talk that you should refrain talking in public, but people should be more open up, because if you're open up today, I think there will be no kind of miscommunication in the minds of the women as well as in the minds of the men. They are very curious enough to know, because I still remember that when we were taught in school, well, back in class 6 to 7, when we had a chapter in biology about menstruation, there was a male teacher who was teaching us biology, and he refrained himself from teaching us about menstruation. That's pretty very uncool when you come from a educational background and you hesitate to teach about what is menstruation. I mean, even the girls, they were hesitating. If the teacher himself is hesitating to talk about menstruation, I think the students will learn nothing more than that. But yeah, there have been boys in our class who have been very supportive. No doubt, for every woman out there, they did not, there's a kind of embarrassment. Like usually, girl, if she get a stain in her skirt or in her clothes, so somewhere because of the societal pressure, she feels that she's embarrassed, about that red stain. But I found that environment where the boys were even supportive. They were very casual about it. Acha, yaar, usko periods hua hai, so we should not disturb. Rather, let's take care or provide her chocolates. That's the common thing that even social media teaches every person, that chocolates will be a mood changer for every woman during a menstruation. So I think education is a primary thing that people should be facilitated with, because period is very normal and there is nothing to hide from anyone, be it your father or be it your brother. I believe we should start it from home itself. And today also there are people in the screen itself. I think there would be people who would be hesitant to talk about periods with their dad or brother. But I think that that's the initial step where we should start from. We should start talking with our father. If we are on our periods, we could say them, yes, we are on our periods. Papa, I need a hot bag, so please provide me a that. So instead of just saying, I'm not physically well, because that doesn't actually, it's not actually physical illness, so why should you just say that you are ill? So that's where I would end my topic, saying that education is the primary source of educating the people about menstruation periods, and we need to talk about it more and more so that it is very much normalized in the society and people don't hesitate to talk about it. Thank you so much for giving this platform.
Thank you, Ms. Urmi Nandi, for going a very grateful speech of our event. Thank you so much. Now I would like to hand over Kanchan.
Bright girls are bold, and confident. They are not shamed and scared of their periods and their body. And on this note, I would like to invite Kriti Kant. Kriti Kant is currently pursuing a bachelor in psychology from Delhi University. Kriti is a mental health advocate, a feminist, and an animal lover. She loves to write blogs on topic related to mental health, women empowerment, etc. She interested in reading, writing, and dancing. We are delighted to have you, Kriti.
Thank you so much. Am I audible?
Yeah, you are.
Okay, thank you. Menstruation is a natural and a normal part of life, yet it is a topic we don't discuss about openly, right? So, what is menstruation? Menstruation is a healthy and natural part of the reproductive cycle, yet many children and adolescents experience both period stigma and period poverty. Period poverty refers to not having access to safe, hygienic, and menstrual products. The stigma around menstruation is further exemplified by many euphemisms that exist for the term, like time of the month, female trouble, one's friend, and the worst of all, that curse. Because of the taboos surrounding menstruation in many parts of the world, there is significant lack of educational resources available to people about the cycle. And because of this lack of resources and because of this lack of knowledge, it fuels the myths which ostracize and humiliate women during their cycle. Misinformation and lack of basic resources lead girls being out of the school during their period, and because of such lack of resources, women do not know what is happening to them, and most of them feel that they are suffering from a problem or they are dying. Though menstruation is still surrounded by stigma and taboo in many parts of the world, I believe that it is important for everybody to understand that it's a normal process and a natural process. If we take it from a scientific standpoint, menstruation is a vital process of a woman's reproductive cycle, helping to sustain the human race. Therefore, I believe that there should be no hesitation when it comes to discussing this topic, as it is a natural and necessary part of life. So, education around menstruation should be available to everybody, and the conversation should be normalized across all cultures. I believe with the bold and the confident tone of voice, we can help create a more positive environment and a more accepting environment towards menstruation and ensure that everybody is able to access this information and resources they need to lead a healthy and a comfortable life. By doing so, we can begin to break these barriers that have existed for too long and ensure that everybody is aware of the importance of menstrual health. The education about menstruation should not only be given to girls but should be given to everybody so that everybody can be aware about the same. I believe there will be a day where we won't hesitate to talk about menstruation and we don't have to buy pads in black polythene or even in advertisement we can show real blood stains. So, at last, I would like to conclude that education regarding menstruation is essential, and I hope that we all can come together and bring a change in the society by talking about it more openly and accepting it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kriti, for your valuable words. God made girls have monthly periods and give birth because he knew the guys were not enough to handle it. On that note, we have our next guest speakers, Janvi Mishra. Um, Janvi is pursuing BA from Dr. Ram Manohar College, Awadh University. So we welcome you, Janvi, and we are just like very excited to listen your storytelling. So please, you can continue.
Thank you for giving me this opportunity to share a short story on menstruation. So yes, जैसा कि आज का हमारा टॉपिक है no hesitation around menstruation. So yes, I telling you a short story of a little girl who having her first period. So yes, she was so panicked and so frustrated a lot. She was so confused when she saw her she saw her skirt, on her skirt, big red color stain on her skirt. She was so afraid. When her mother scolded her for stain, she was crying a lot. She in her stomach paining a lot, and she was crying a lot. She thought that the blood are not stopped, then she going to die. Then she decided to share these things with her elder sister. Then she called her elder sister and informed her to all the situation, and her elder sister helped her and understood her feelings. Then both our girls reached at home. Then a little girl was crying a lot, and वो इतना डर गई थी कि उसने खुद को एक रूम में लॉक कर लिया. then her mother then her mother came, and she was worrying what was going wrong with her. Then her elder daughter came and see see her, and then see her, then telling all the situation of her younger sister to her mother. Then her mother was so relaxed, and then her elder daughter was telling her beautifully that our little princess become a big girl now, today. Then little girl came out from room and hugged her mother and crying a lot, and then her mother was saw her, and वो इतना डरी हुई थी. वो अपनी मम्मा से बोलती है कि मम्मा, I think I will going to die. then she then her mother was uh, smiling, and उसे वो उन्हें उसे बताती है कि you are become a big girl today. Then the little girl was so confused, and crying, and thoughts of my thoughting a lot about what was going wrong with her. then then her then her mother decided to tells her daughter to all about the periods situation, and her first period, all things she telling her. then uh, she then tells her that the menstruation is a normal thing. So this is a natural part of our life. then then little girl was thoughting a lot and scared. Then her mother uh, tells us uh, women have a beautiful power, because God gives her this strength. then यही हमें इस स्टोरी से हमें यही सीखने को मिलता है कि हमें पीरियड से बिल्कुल भी असेम्ड नहीं फील करना चाहिए. हमें बिल्कुल भी नहीं डरना चाहिए किसी से भी. our society reached at 2023, बट कहीं ना कहीं पे आज भी हम अपने पीरियड्स को लेके हम अपने किसी भी बात को लेके किसी से शेयर नहीं कर सकते हैं. ओपनली हम नहीं बोल सकते हैं. कहीं ना कहीं पे ये क्राइम की तरह होता है. इन आवर सोसाइटी this is a crime when she tells anyone to her about her periods. तो हमें इस स्टोरी से यही जानने को मिलता है कि हमें किसी से भी ये सब चीजें छिपानी नहीं चाहिए. हमें बिल्कुल भी बुरा नहीं फील करना चाहिए. हमारी एजुकेशन को इतना ज्यादा बढ़ाना चाहिए, इतना ज्यादा आगे करना चाहिए कि हमें अपने भाई, अपने पापा के सामने किसी से भी बिल्कुल भी शर्माना नहीं चाहिए. एंड this is normal things of our life. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Janvi, for your such a nice story. I really appreciate you, the story that you tell us. Thank you so much for this. Now, I would like to invite Shal for further work.
Thank you so much. Um, Today, we are living in a world where it is easy and comfortable to use pad, but miserable to talk about it. So, I just want to say a few words. मुसीबत नहीं पीरियड का आना इतना जागरूकता तो अब है बढ़ाना. So now I would like to invite Miss Shruti. Shruti is pursuing English Literature BBA at Ferguson College at Pune. She loves reading just as much as she does sharing her views and thoughts. So, Shruti, please take over.
Thank you so much, Shell, for the lovely introduction. I am Shruti Zunze from Opinionate EOC, and today I will be sharing my views on the very quintessential topic. First of all, thank you for Sarkari School and Project Vedana to organize this. Most of all, everybody have shared our experiences about periods, and I personally feel that no matter how much we speak about this topic, it never feels outdated for any of us because we need to hear it, because throughout our life we have had so many restrictions and norms imposed on us that this should not be spoken out uh, openly, or it is such a hush hush topic. So today I will be also sharing my personal experiences of menstruation as well as setting the new norms for what all of us should keep in mind. So, how many of us recall our first period experience, the time we hit Minar? I can see so many of us just finch back, and some of us just raise our hands because it is so horrifying. I asked the same question to my mother, my grandmother, and despite all of us genetically being very forgetful, that one incident was so prominent in our life that none of us forget it. For me, it began on a day I completely did not knew about what periods meant. It wasn't even the fact that I was very young. Like if you are in like third, fourth standard, it is very difficult and challenging for parents to explain it to you. But I was in seventh, and still nobody thought it was important enough for me to know. And that is kind of the mentality that parents have. They think that it is fine for us to just, for them to just push us in the water and expect us to learn how to swim. So that was what kind of method that everybody in the world think periods and sex education works, and so many other stuff. That was not the case with me. I was fairly a comprehensive, uh, you can say, reader, as well as I had a fairly comprehensive view about how the world worked. So if it would have been explained to me, I would have understood it much better rather than scrumming the internet. I had that privilege, but imagine just a 14 years old normal girl exploring the internet to find out what periods meant. Imagine the kind of horrifying things one might come across. That's why that is the first point I would like to raise, is that talk about periods with your children. I remember when I had periods, my father explained to my brother the period is a very process, and I did not knew that whom to talk about it because I was genuinely thinking that I'm going to die at the time. And he explained it to my brother, but he was like never open about speaking it to myself. That stigma associated with periods, that you should not talk about it in open, is still very relevant in households, no matter. I personally come from a very liberal family, and still it is still existing there. When I look around us, we realize that sometimes we are very alone in the struggle of periods, because when we personally tell someone else that we are on our periods, and we just grunt in annoyance and frustration that we are going through, The responses we get is usually what others have shared. So Helena, it is fine, it is only for 5 days. But that point is that none of us are very sympathetic to this process. Literally, we are shedding blood for 5 continuous days. In some cases, I have seen some of my friends bleeding for weeks on end, which is not at all healthy, and still hesitating to go to gynecologist or get some treatment for it because they are just afraid to talk about it aloud. They are afraid to be called infertile. They are afraid to disappoint their parents, which is very typical example of not having enough education and not having enough awareness about it. I realize the first point I would like to normalize and have everyone to talk about is that it is very normal to talk about periods and your struggle. Nobody is going to think you are being a drama queen or a big burden on them. If they think so, it is a right call for you to distance yourself for them. Because if you are setting up your boundaries and somebody is not respecting them, you are putting yourself out there and letting them know that this hurts me and they do not just care. Is a call for you to realize which people matter in your life and who don't. It might take some time for people to understand, but still, it is a right call because if somebody is talking about it, it is important that you be a patient listener. Second incident that strikes my mind, like when you go through the periods, when there is a chapter in our mind, just a part of our brain called periods and all the experiences related to it. So when we go through it, it was very difficult to pinpoint some particular instances. But one thing that pointed it out to me was that nobody, even after all, I came from a religious Hindu family, so it was a very big issue. I had the next incident that flashed my mind was people. A lot of people just constantly swarming around me, smiling at me shyly, and making it a very big deal, yet not talking directly to me at all. Like I had a very extended family, but still nobody was talking to me. And I remember nobody was touching me as well. That was one point. But I, being the naive child I was, wanted to listen what they were speaking. So I went and touched one of my grandmothers. And everybody else around her just finched away from me as if I was carrier of some plague disease or something. And no matter how small I wasn't even that small, but still that incident still will stay with me for rest of my life because that just shows that how much we are it is unconsciously fixed in our mind that we are very impure during the periods and when we are bleeding, when it is like the exact opposite. That is absolutely not the truth. For the next couple of periods, my grandmother was the only one touching me and nobody else. I still feel the sense of betrayal from my mother for not telling me about all these things. And then now that we realize, because that is what they were taught, and we can't help over it, but at least here we are speaking it out. So that's what it matters. It shows that how long we have come here. Another point that I like to raise is that thank God the pink tax it has been removed in India because periods and products related to it have become much more accessible, but still they are not the cheapest. And the reason why I found out was that I had a research project about periods, about why pink tax was imposed and why it is still not removed. So there was this thing post I came across on Quora. Quora is not a good way to research, but still. So there was that because the period products are a necessity, people will buy it no matter how expensive they are. Does that give any justification to higher the prices of the products which are necessary? Like, do people raise the price of water just because it is a necessity that people will drink it? It is sometimes it feels like we are being punished for being women and menstruators. And that is not the case because that is what the hierarchy has taught us. Another incident that strikes my mind while going through it is, which is very essential, and due to the time restraints, I cannot go through all of them. So this will be my final point as well. It was the time when I was discussing it in the class with a friend who had no idea, and she asked me a very innocent question: what how are babies made? And mind you, we were not children anymore, we were like in 10th standard, and we had the chapter in 10th standard, I think. And she asked me very innocently in class that how are babies made, and I was so stumped because nobody had asked me question. Nobody even spoke to me about periods, let alone how to make babies. So I thought I should begin from periods. And then I realized how limited I have knowledge about periods myself. And it started a call that I should get educated as well about this. So another thing was that one of my friend actually came to me very hesitantly, very shyly, like she was going to faint. It happened a lot in SSC classes that everybody was fainting in the classes because of excessive worries and studying. She came to me, I thought she was going to faint, genuinely. But she came to me and she asked me one thing: do you have a pad? And she had that genuine fear in her eyes. And she was looking at everyone as if they are going to kill her. And I laughed. Genuinely, I did not mean any ill feelings towards it, but I genuinely laughed because I thought it was something very serious, like her fainting. And I gave her the pad. And in that, I realized that we are not really alone in our battle against periods. Like, everybody is going through it. And the sad fact is that all of us feel the same thing when we are going through periods out in public, especially at schools and colleges. So, that is another thing that we have to normalize, that talking about periods is not a stigma. It does not make you an overdramatic, sassy queen who wants to just talk about it. I would genuinely like to end my speech on the note that my narrative might be very subjective, as well as my speech might be very limited in my experiences, as well as my friends and people who have shared with me their experiences. Thank you so much for that. But we are still learning, and it is a work in process for forever in our life. So thank you so much for listening to me up till now.
Thank you so much, Shruti ji, for sharing your thoughts and views. Now we will move ahead to our next speaker, Miss Mehak. She is studying BA in Psychology in Sangameshwar Autonomous College, Sholapur. She loves to read and journal her own thoughts and speak with exploring mind. She is working in library and teaches school going students. So,
Hello,
Mehak.
everyone. Yeah, hello everyone. First of all, thank you so much to Project Vedana and Sarkari School for giving me this opportunity to speak. So here I'll begin talking by asking a very simple question to all of you: that anyone, do you heard anyone saying that they love their periods? Anyone? Okay, neither I neither heard anyone saying they love their periods. And there is a reason behind it. Obviously, we know the myths we have attached to periods. Like, all of us, we listen, all of us, that all of us talked about periods and myth. It's like periods and myths are interrelated. It is not going from the different sides. Wherever is period, there are myths, and wherever are myths, there are periods. So what we have to do, we have to just detach the myths from the periods and teach our girls, our women, what real period is. So as linking from the my first question, that someone is love their periods, that I can say, you can see this girl loving her periods. Yeah, I can say I love my periods, but it is a long journey for accepting this truth. Like, as all of you had terrible experience of your first period, I too had. Like, my period began something like this. I was not having my parents with me. I was living with my grandparents in the Mumbai, and my parents were something, my parents were in another kind of city. My parents used to visit me in a vacation, so my mother visited me, and I had my first period when she was with me, and she was shocked about it. And she told me that if you want to continue your study here in Mumbai, you have to hide your periods from everyone, like everyone. When you are living with your grandfather and grandmother, you have to hide your periods from them too. I was like, why? So she was like, your grandfather is so conservative, he will not allow you go to the school when you start having periods. So I was like, I was so scared, and I accepted it because I wanted to continue my study. So I hide my periods. I literally hide my periods. I hide my entire puberty from everyone in my house from 5 to 6 months. And once my aunt caught me with patch, and she got know about it, and she told everyone, and everyone became so angry on me. So it's like the situation I was going through, that I needed to hide my periods in order to continue my study. That this kind of conservativeness I had in my family. Like once the girl starts having periods, she is not allowed to go outside, and so kinds of thing. Like when I started having periods, I heard everyone saying that stay away from boys. I don't know why, but they said me that stay away from boys. And I was like, okay, there may be some reason if they are telling they are my elders. So I became so insecure, so like shameful whenever I have periods. I become so conscious about the boys around me that they should not touch me accidentally. Like it is my own myth created in my own mind that if any boy touches me, I'll get pregnant. Yeah, you can laugh on this, but this is what my own myth was, that if any boy touches me, I will get pregnant, or something shameful will happen with me. So I was so insecure about my body. I was so insecure about my environment that any boy should not come in contact with my body. So this was the level of myths the society has implanted in our minds. This was the level that, like, when I started getting my periods, I had zero knowledge about it, zero education about it, but 100% of myths. So I would like to share my another one experience with you all, that once I gone to my aunt's house, and she was having some kind of religious event in her house, and she got know that I am on my periods, and I am on her house, and she just literally told me, and I came there with my didi. So she told my didi that मैं यहाँ पर ये सब स्वच्छता के लिए कर रही हूँ, सब प्योरिटी के लिए कर रही हूँ ये सब इवेंट, एंड तू गंदगी लेकर आ. She literally used this word गंदगी लेकर आ, and it hurted me so much. I immediately left that house. I cried a lot and I complained to God, like, why you made me a girl? Why you have given me this dirty thing called period? I don't want this at all. I cried so hard. And I was the girl who hated her period so much. But now I am saying I love my periods. I'll tell you the reason why. Because as much as older I get, as education I get, I got the knowledge of actual periods. Let me tell you that period and menstrual cycle, these are the two different things. Periods is just a small part of entire menstrual cycle of 5 to 6 days, and menstrual cycle is of entire month. So there are 4 phases in our menstrual cycle. There is winter, spring, and summer and autumn. We women go through these 4 seasonic phases in our menstrual cycle, and it is so natural that our menstrual cycle mimic the seasons of nature, and it is so spiritual. Like when I got deeper into this topic, I got to know that women are so close to nature, and the link which is connecting nature and women is the menstrual cycle. Menstrual cycle is so sacred thing we have, so holy thing we have, so divine thing we have. The uterus is the most divine place we have in our body. So I started feeling myself so proud that I'm so close to nature. I'm so divine being. And as we are talking about all the myths around it, like we experience so much cramps, we experience body pains, and so terrible mood swings. But still we work, still we go to the college, still we attend the lectures, still we do all the work, still we take care of others, still having periods. So make yourself feel powerful. Like just lifting a high weight doesn't mean you are a strong, you have strength. Enduring a terrible pain is also a sign of that you are strong. So make yourself feel special that you endure this thing called period every month, and make yourself proud over you. Love your periods. Don't hate it because this society had implanted some kind of stupid myth in your mind. Just unlearn those myths, learn what real period is, and I'm sure you will love your periods. So I would like to end myself here. At the end, I would say that period is really a divine thing if we got into the deeper in this topic. So love your periods. Just forget what your so-called elder is saying. Thank you.
Thank you, Mahakji, for sharing your memorable experience with us. Thank you for sharing your valuable words. अब हम दूसरी गेस्ट को बुलाएंगे. बस उससे पहले मैं कुछ लाइन शेयर करना चाहूँगी. Today is the day a new energy arises with you. It is time to celebrate. It is time to menstruate. Now let's move ahead to our next speaker. Achira Shah is currently pursuing designing from GLS Institute of Design, Ahmedabad. She loves to create little creative things and play with words that turn her thoughts into speech. Achira ji,
Yes.
please come over.
Yeah. Thank you for your lovely introduction. So, I remember the morning when I saw my red bed. I had no clue to make this stain fade. Every few hours it was uncomfortable and leaking. And I can't even tell you about all the contradictory advices I was receiving. Hello, everyone. A very good afternoon. I am Achira Pankaj Shah. And thank you, first of all, to Sanskari School and Project Vedana for giving us this opportunity to present our views over this topic. अरे उसके वो दिन चल रहे हैं. अरे she cannot enter or touch anyone. She's impure, she's in pain, and what not. We women, right from the day we got our periods, our first periods, we have been receiving these thoughts. We have been receiving all kinds of talks around us. We have been categorized and we have been constantly abundant with these words during these times. Our first period is either met with our celebrations or fear or concern. It started. It started hitting me every month for 5 to 6 days. I have this privilege to bleed, but to my surprise, every single person likes to whisper about it instead to read or talk about it loudly. Why is it so? This illogical or ill understood biological stains or issues are just these stains are just attracted with eyes and turned necks. Dear society, it's a message for you. I don't know if it's a message for you or a feeling of a girl telling it to you. That are we or I are you seriously keeping me on check? Why am I ashamed about the natural physiological function of my body? Why is there a rooted silence about menstruation? Why am I made feel sorry when I have the privilege to bring a new life into this world? I agree that half of the women are have the problem of unsanitized pads or cloth ashes. But I also agree that there are provisions of pads, cups, etc. But but what about the noises of social stigma? We all in this journey of our menstruation, in the journey of we evolving from girl to a woman, we have been constantly hearing about good norms or bad norms or whatever. But why not we go and explain them? Why not we had that that fearless minds to explain the world that it's normal. It's really, really normal. So, ladies and gentlemen, whoever are watching this, as I am in the last part of my speech, may I have your attention, please? Not everyone who gets a monthly period is more of a woman. Not everyone who does not get monthly periods is less of a woman. And not everyone who gets a period is identified as a girl or a woman. There are transgender people who have uterus, fallopian tubes, and vaginas who also bleed. Why don't you think in the different aspect as well? I'm happy and glad that we are evolving, we are discussing. But to those who are still hesitating, this one is for you. Relax. You're beautiful. Just embrace yourself, because no one, legit no one, is all above you. And lastly, I would like to conclude by saying, dear society, she's your daughter. And this is the beautiful journey of a girl into a woman. So for every girl, this signifies an important transition to a womanhood. And all we women, as a woman, as a girl, we just ask for a little support and much love. Thank you all for lending me your ears, and thank you for your patient listening.
Thank you so much, Miss Bharti, for sharing your beautiful experience. Okay. Kanchan, do you want to take over?
No, you just taken the names. Thank you so much, Achira, for your beautiful words. It's really very nice. Thank you so much. Actually, she just got confused in the name. So sorry for that. Next, maintaining personal hygiene during menstruation is a extreme importance for all women. So with this, next we have Miss Bharti Jain. She is pursuing Bachelor of Elementary Education from Syam Prasad Mukherjee College for Women. She really likes reading books and novels and exploring as many genres as she can. We welcome you, Bharti.
Thank you for such a lovely introduction. I hope I'm visible and audible to all of you.
Yes, yes, you are visible as well as audible.
Okay. I'm really honored to be here today and share my story with you all. I never thought that I'd have my first period like that. Like, I still remember the day very clearly, like it only happened yesterday. So, let me tell you what actually happened. So, it was during summer break, and I had a trip planned with my father. So I was saying that it was during summer break. I had a trip planned with my father, and only two of us were going. So it was the day before I got my it was the day before it I got my period for the first time, and though I knew what was happening and how to handle it, we were taught all of these things in schools. And let me tell you, if it wasn't those school sessions, then I would have been panicking and thinking that I'm going to die, because my mother never told me about periods, not even after I got one. And I don't blame her. She was brought up in an environment where we shut girls from talking about menstruation. We are told that it's a private thing, and it's not a good thing to talk about aloud with others. But it needs to be understood that issues arise because menstrual hygiene is not talked about openly, which lead to poor hygiene practices during menstruation and incorrect disposal of used sanitary products, which further only led to poor health. And to be honest, I'm glad that this natural phenomena is getting the recognition in today's world. Like, it feels so good to see people around talking freely and sharing with one another their experiences. People not feeling shy and proudly telling and awareing others uh, about menstruation, about what girls or women go through during her periods. This is also the aims of today's session. Like it says, no hesitation around menstruation, right? So And there surely are people out there who understand what a girl, what a women go through during her menstruation. Some might have really bad cramp, some suffer from headache or body ache or mood swings and whatnot. And each body is different. One should never hesitate from showing what we are going through. And I feel like if you want to keep it private, like your own experiences, if you want to keep them private, then that's all right. No problem with that. But that should not be out of shyness or thinking what people will say. Nowadays, mostly everyone know what menstruation is, and if someone not know it, like what it is, we must join hands and aware in awareing and breaking the silence on menstrual hygiene at work, home, and in schools, and support all women to manage their menstrual health with dignity. Because you see, it's the silence which give birth to myths surrounding menstruation. And as you all know that, like, that's the stigma associated with it, which led to avoidable health complications among women of all ages. So I hope we all can be more open about this very particular topic about periods and about menstruation. Thank you all for having me.
Thank you, Bharti Zen, for sharing your beautiful thoughts. Thank you so much.
Okay. मासिक धर्म को पाप ना समझो, घर की लक्ष्मी को श्राप ना समझो. Now let's move ahead to our last speaker, Miss Vidhi. She is from Uttar Pradesh. She is currently in her 12th and she has worked as co-author with multiple publications. She is a menstrual educator and a fantastic speaker. She believes that periods are as normal as breathing. Vidhi, can we have you?
Just wait for a few moments. Might be she join again.
Okay, so after Vidhi, I will request every speaker to share how was their experience from of this event. How they think how it's gone, means what they thought of how it's gone.
Can I?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so I would like to say that first that I really, really appreciate this event and all other events you previously organized, because as we all have shared our experience about periods, no one said that we have been taught about periods from our parents or teachers or whatever. I myself never heard anything about period from my family or teachers, but I got know everything about periods just from the internet and these sessions you organize now. As previous I attended these sessions and all the posts I have read on the internet. So this event like is so necessary for teaching the girls and the women's here. So you are doing really good job. That's
Thank you so much, Shruti. Now we have Vidhi. Vidhi, please continue.
Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, so today we all are here to discuss this really important topic. So, menstruation is stigmatized all over the world, as we all know. The words we use is like that time of the month, and we cannot even properly express. We cannot even properly, say the words which it denotes to. So, it's 2023 and we people are still feeling ashamed of introducing, of telling. anybody that we are on our periods or anything like that. So, a lack of information about menstruation leads to the damaging misconception in the youths as well. The girls, the little girls that start their periods, they are not aware of because of the lack of this communication. They are not aware of what they are going through. They really get scared. So, it is very important to educate the girls as well as our boys so that we do not feel any out of the box. We really should know that it's a really uh, very common, very natural process. This process should be, secreted, not to be aligned out. Ki you should not be touched, you should not do that, you should not do that. This is the process which empowers women, which, it is something which we should really be proud of, that we as a woman suffers a lot. We are capable of creating lives. This is not less than a blessing. So we should not feel like ki it's something we should not cherish. This is something we should really take it as empowerment. When women talk about equality, I literally do not understand the concept, because you are not meant to be equal here. You are far more superior than. You are able to create lives. You are able to, menstruate. You are beyond the powers. You are beautiful. You are gorgeous no matter what. And it's really, we women go through a lot with a smiling face, and I really appreciate it. All should appreciate it. We women should be really proud of ourselves and start talking, start educating our brothers, our male counterpart of a family, and we should talk openly about it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Miss Vedi. It's an honor to have you all here. I would request Miss Achira and Miss Bharti to share their experience about the event.
Yeah, so first of all, a great event, a great start to the month of March, and and also thank you for inviting us, giving us this opportunity. Everyone here has given their views about what should be done, what should not be done, but according to me, rather than changing minds or rather than changing the scenarios right now we are going through, let's just continue doing the good work. Let's just continue by the awareness that we are doing. For example, the way you have conducted this sessions, the event, keep conducting this way, keep inviting. We would be glad to join. We would be glad to come and contribute our views on the same. So yeah, this was a great experience with Project Vedna and Sanskari School. Looking forward for amazing events, amazing. Looking forward for presenting our views on new, different, amazing topics, and working with you all together. We are from Opinionate EOC, and would love to see you all there as well. Thank you so much once again.
Thank you, Miss Achira, for sharing your experience. Now, I would request Miss Bharti to share her experience.
First of all, I'm very glad. Like, thank you so much for having me here, and listening to all the experiences, like all everyone's experiences, it made me realize I wasn't the only one who wasn't aware much about periods. Like when I got my first period, I didn't had much info about what to do and how to handle it. And like I shared, my mother never told me what it is, and not even after I got one. So hearing all everyone's experience, like Mehak also shared how her family is so conservative about such things. I feel like we need to aware more about aware of our society about such things, especially girls, women's, and uh, being a part of this session. I'm glad that like I'm a guest speaker here. So thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Ms. Bharti,
Thank you.
for sharing your valuable words with us. Now, I would request Ms. Sweta to take over.
Just a
Thank you, Shweta.
minute. Uh, just a
Yeah.
minute. I would like to call Shruti too for sharing their experience about this event.
Shweta, would you
Go,
like to?
Shruti. No, no, no. Go, Shruti.
Thank you. First of all, thank you so much for inviting us. Basically, we also have an event on feminism, and personally, I have been hearing a lot of criticism about feminism recently. So, when I got to know about Sarkari School's initiative and Project Vedana, and when we spoke to Yashvi and everyone in the organization team, it was such a fresh breeze for all of us to hear it genuinely. I think Mehak and Achira can relate to me as well. We have heard so much around it, especially while organizing it. But now that I joined this event in the morning, I am in such a great frame of mind. And it is such a powerful motivation and such a beacon of hope for all of us. That, yeah, this is the change that we are hoping and we are bringing it. We are not just sitting passively behind and we are expecting someone else to do it. We are the part of it. And that's what makes a big difference to all of us. And that's why I really appreciate the initiative, and this open mic was really fruitful. Like, I was there since the beginning, because I wanted to experience and hear everyone's views. So from the beginning till the end, all of us carried it so well, like everyone. I especially remember the speeches of Urmi, Bharti, Mehak. Especially, it is always a joy to listen to Mehak. Achira also outdid herself and everyone else as well. And a big thank you to all the organizers. All of you did so well in carrying this event as well. As well as the bits and pieces all of you inserted in the middle really kept us going. Thank you so much. And please continue organizing us and including Opinion at UC as well.
Yes, we would like to see you all again when we organize such more events. Okay, so ends are not bad things. They mean that something awesome is about to begin. So, yeah, good afternoon, everyone. It gives me immense pleasure to deliver the vote of thanks to all the dignitaries and renowned speakers here. Despite their busy schedules, have found the time to grace this event. Thank you, Shruti, Mehek, Bharti, and Vidhi for your words of encouragement. As Shruti said that menstruation is not a stigma, we need to talk about it openly. As Mehek said that periods and myths are interrelated, and we need to address the myths. And her message to all the girls out there that embrace yourself, being a woman. Achira pointed out we just whisper around menstruation while we should talk about it without fear or guilt. And we should cherish our journey as evolving from a girl to women, an important transition of our lives, right? Bharti also emphasized on the open talk in order to facilitate menstrual hygiene and discuss whatever we are going through. So, yeah, we should join hands in spreading awareness regarding menstruation. And yes, we Sarkari school vouch for it. Vidhi suggested that we need to discuss the concept of menstruation with boys too, and we truly agree with your thoughts, Vidhi. Uh, okay, so last but not the least, I'm thanking our viewers, our organizing team members, anchors, and volunteers for this contribution. And I announce this session to be over with the hope of meeting soon. Once again, I would like to express gratitude for motivating and inspiring us, are all the guest speakers. Once again, I would like to congratulate our host, guests, and organizing team for the successful completion of this event. Thank you all. Have a great day ahead. Keep smiling, keep laughing.
Thank you.